Vintage advertising signs have been around for hundreds of years. They give people the opportunity to talk about events in a community or advertise some type or product or idea. Without this, our lives would not be the same, nor would our businesses. Signs are usually a mixture of colors. The type of colors and pictures used depends on what time period the particular advert came from. If you are talking about the 1980s, you have more realistic artwork, as well as neutral colors mixed with bright colors. If we go back to the 1960s, we see very artistic photos, lots of loops and swirls, nothing realistic. They liked things very vibrant and colorful. As you can understand, advertising is a huge mix of many different things. As long as it is very visual and gets people to look at it, it is doing its job. Advertisements used to be giant and hang high over shops and businesses. This may have been around the 17th century, but even then they had enough sense to know this was dangerous. Since these were not well fastened to the shop, they had the tendency to fall. This meant crushed people in the streets. There was a ruling made that stopped these from being hung. Years later, it was decided they were to be allowed, but only on the condition that everything was well secured to building or wall. The light bulb was a wonderful thing, brought to us around the 19th century. This gave the ability to view these masterpieces in the night or day. Stars may have been spending more to get the bulb, but with all the extra advertising time, it made it well worth it. The first neon tube was viewed in 1921, which was during the 20th century. This became the next most popular item to go with signs. This was most popular in cities and made for a great light uptown at night. People were very excited to see these lights, as it was different from anything they had seen before. During the wars, the industry changed a little bit. Materials were conserved, and plastic became a popular material, since tin or metal was no longer allowed to be used. Plastic was a pretty durable and cheap alternative. It was able to get the manufacturers around the conservation orders at the devastating time of war. Neon was used more infrequently as time went on. In the 1950s, neon may have still been less expensive, but plastic was being used over it. It was the better option, because it was easier to use. With the neon, you had to have an agreement, thought another place. This meant more hassle for you and less profit. Companies decided to take to plastic and make product quicker. This got rid of the extra contract, as well as made signs easier to access. Over the years, vintage advertising signs have gone from black and white to color to crazy patterns. They were then transformed into visual masterpieces. They had light bulbs and neon tubes, making colors even more vibrant. Eventually, things settled down during the war, and plastic became the most popular material. Without the advancing of these over time, our world would not be the same.